Well, we all know what that sound is. It's the sound of the comedy time machine taking off and landing somewhere. This week, we are landing back in 2009, the first weekend of December. You thought I forgot, didn't you? No, I totally remember. We take a lot of trips here in the comedy time machine. So we are going back to 2009. It is the first week of December in 2014, but we're going all the way back to 2009. Yes. 5 years, that is. I'm pretty good at math. And we're going back to 2009. Let's see how much. It doesn't feel like that long ago, but let's see how much changed. What we're going to do is take you back to 2009 when we're going to see what was happening back in 2009. We're going to look at the movies. I love movies. It's one of my favorite things. So we're going to see what was at the box office that week, what was big, what people were seeing. And Denise is going to take us and show us what was playing on the radio back in 2009.
Talk about music a little bit.
The music. So we're going to see what stands up, what we're embarrassed of, what we don't want to admit we were listening to or watching back then, and see if our nostalgia is warranted or not, if we're happy. It's a little pop culture with perspective, we like to say. So I am your host, Steve Mazan, and my lovely co-pilot here in the Comedy Time Machine, Denise Mazan. I'm going to get you a little view of us here. You can take a view if you're watching on the Hangout. We are, of course, a podcast, but you can watch our podcast as well at a Google Hangout called, appropriately enough, Comedy Time Machine, just like the podcast. So check us out if you want to see what it looks. That's always one of my favorite things. I listen to a lot of radio. Denise is not a fan of talk radio.
Oh, I don't like when people talk on my radio. So it's funny that we're doing this.
But one of my favorite things is when it looks like we're frozen for some reason.
Oh,
there we go. Unfrozen. So one of my favorite things is you listen to someone on the radio for a while, and then you finally get to see what they look like. And they never look like, and especially radio people, there's, of course, the old adage, you have a face for radio. And so there's people who are talented. No, not at all. It's people who are talented, maybe have a great voice, and then you see them and you're like, ooh. So I always imagine people looking better, and then you see them and you're most of the time disappointed, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, especially men. I somehow women end up looking okay.
Not all of them.
No?
I mean, I remember I used to watch Sarah and Vinny in San Francisco, and I loved that show.
Yes.
They're just both okay. He's a skater kid. And even though he's like 40 years old, skater kid. And she's just like your everyday chick, you know?
Yeah. They always look different though. And I remember, but I'm saying the guys always end up being like fat guy trolls or something like that. Not always.
Howard Stern is not an attractive man.
Yeah.
He's skinny.
But he's one of the few that people know what he looks like. Most DJs, you don't know even what they look like, right? Like you pass them on the street. But yeah, I remember growing up and seeing all the guys on Chicago radio. And then when you'd finally see them, or there'd be a billboard, and you'd be like, who is that? Yeah. Or it's funny. Now there's much more billboards and here in LA, we see a lot of Frank and Heidi and those guys.
Oh, I don't know who they are.
You don't know that? That's one of the ones, they're kind of the big ones here in LA, or Mark and Brian. But when we were young, they didn't have billboards a lot. It would say the radio station, but it would never show you the photo, and they almost didn't want to.
Maybe they're better looking now.
I'll bet they are. I'll bet that there's something now.
Like a thing because of Ryan Seacrest.
Yes, that they have to be better looking than they used to. It's probably like it used to be. You could sneak out, like the video killed the radio star. It's probably come along the same way that you now have to be at least decent looking or have an image consultant for even radio. Yeah. But if you want to see what we look like, go to the Google Hangout, Comedy Time Machine. Find us on Google+, Facebook. You'll see pictures of us there. Again, I'm Steve Mazan, and this is Denise Mazan. And we're happy to disappoint you when you see our photos as well. So thanks for coming. Well, let's get right to it.
Before you dig any further.
Well, of course, you're beautiful. I'm saying that people, although people always say, like when I meet them, like one of the things throughout my life, they're always like, oh, you got a unique voice. They're never like, it's a great voice, but they always say it's a unique voice. So I think. I
mean, I'm used to it now, but I remember when we first started dating, I remember it.
Yeah. But I'm saying like no one's ever like, great voice. Wow, what a great voice. They're always like, you have a unique voice. It's like the,
you know what else?
The adopted child
that I never knew
that you don't want to hear.
Somebody said, we were somewhere, and somebody said, oh my, you can always hear Steve, his voice carries. He talks so loud. Yeah. And I was like, he does? And I've never, I mean, that was probably 2 years ago. And now I notice like, I think you're kind of shy sometimes.
Yeah.
I can hear you no matter where you are. And I don't think of you as like a loud person, but yeah.
I think it's the youngest child in the family kind of thing that, I feel for whatever reason I'm loud.
Listen to me.
Yeah. So although you're the youngest, and
I get listened to.
Yeah.
I make sure I'm heard.
It's because you're good. That's because you're good looking. That's my point about this whole radio thing, is that you don't have to. You're good looking, so people will listen anyways. I have to shout to get attention.
I don't have that much more time.
So I wonder if people. Well, we apologize if the people at home are hearing me talk like this, and then whenever Denise is talking, it's like this. So we don't adjust the levels here. We just let you hear us naturally. Well, let's get back. Let's find out what was showing at the movies this week. This is just 5 years ago, and so I'll run some movies past you, and you tell me if you remember this. So this is this movie had, and play along at home. I'm going to give you.
Am I supposed to not look at your notes?
Don't look at my notes.
Okay.
Yeah, look at the camera and smile. And so I'm going to give you the cast, and let's see if you can guess who was in this movie. Okay. All right. I will tell you it's an animated movie. This is number 11. We always do top 11 in honor of our good buddy Lee Levine, who helps with the podcast here. So this one is animation. It's got George Clooney. Mm-hmm. I think this was his first animated movie. Meryl Streep and Bill Murray was in it, but I think Bill Murray had a very small part. So
can you tell me what it was about?
Yes, it was about some animals in a forest. I can't tell you too much if I tell you exactly what kind of animals it'll give away.
In a forest.
I don't think you're going to get this one anyway. So hopefully someone at home got it already. I'll give you a hint. It's Wes Anderson was the director. He's the guy that did Rushmore. What was the movie with Ed Norton and Bruce Willis where they're scout leaders? Remember? We really like that.
Yeah.
And then we just saw the other one we loved. I think it was the best one yet with Ray Fiennes.
What did we see?
Budapest Hotel.
Oh, that was good.
That was so
okay. Good. I don't know what the movie is.
Okay, The Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Oh, okay.
Do you remember that coming out?
I didn't see it. So.
Okay, The Fantastic Mr. Fox. Everyone, it was his first animated movie as well. Wes Anderson.
He
hasn't done another one since. I saw it. I liked it. It was good. I mean,
you saw it? Who did you see it with?
No, I saw it like on cable, kind of thing, not at the thing.
He cheating on me.
I wouldn't do that to you.
He would do it too. He does it a lot.
Denise.
He cheats with his mom.
Often. Whoa! Don't say it like that. People are gonna just isolate. People are gonna isolate that little quote right there, and be like, "Steve cheats with his mom." It's gonna sound incestuous.
Well, you said it again.
Well, I'm explaining. Yeah. Well, if I'm saying it, it's okay.
Well,
so Denise puts when I go out of town, she puts clamps on me and gives me a list of movies I cannot see without her. So
and sometimes he does anyway, but he's pretty good.
Yeah. So here we go. Okay, so that was The Fantastic Mr. Fox at number 11. Let us know if you liked it. Again, we are at the Comedy Time Machine where you can get a hold of us. Let us know on Facebook and stuff like that. And here's our Twitter. I'm going to show you our Twitter if you're on Facebook or if you're watching the Google Hangout. There it is. At Steve_Mazan is my Twitter. And the show, if you're a friend of the show, we would love to hear from you. So find us in all those places. And we do some box office bashers, which I will include today, a couple of them when we get to them. Some people were nice enough to send some in. So if you find us on Facebook and Twitter, we will mention you during the show if you jump in with some of our box office bashers. Okay, let's go to the number 10 movie this week. Okay. Let's see if you remember this one. I don't think you're going to get this one. Okay, I'm going to give you the cast and play along at home. Okay. Well, just because they're ones I always think, would I get them? I'm much more of a movie person than you. What? And so you don't think so?
I think I'm a movie person.
I think you're a movie person, but I think if we were playing a movie trivia game, who would win?
You win most games, so.
Okay. So this one had Robert De Niro, Drew Barrymore, Sam Rockwell, and Kate Beckinsale. I always want to add a D when I say Kate Beckinsale. I want to say, do you as well? No. Or is it just me? All right. The plot of the movie is a dad, played by De Niro, reconnects with his kids after his wife dies.
I didn't see this, did I?
You didn't see it?
I don't think so.
It's called Everybody's Fine.
I did not see this movie.
Everybody's Fine. I am going to share something with you real quick because I didn't pull this up and I'm going to find it real quick. Do you don't remember this movie? So yeah, De Niro's wife dies, and so he goes to reconnect with all his kids. I guess it was one of those things where he only connected with his kids through his wife. Like they would come home and see the wife all the time, and so he would see him then. So I'm going to type this in really quick. bear with me at home because I think you'll like this as you listen. And this is a very funny, the trailer I think is so cheesy. We didn't see, neither of us saw this movie. Okay.
Okay.
But play along here. Listen to this, voice. And we have to listen to an ad.
The advertisement.
Yeah. So
25 seconds of an advertisement.
So we'll let that play in the background. And it's so funny. In fact, you know what I'm going to do with everyone? I'm going to let everyone at home. I'm going to screen share it. So if you watch us on the Hangout, you'll get to see this trailer as well. It's pretty funny. So let's see here. I think this is the one. And nope, that's not it. Whoa, we got into
cool.
weird thing. Yeah.
It was like Alice in Wonderland.
That was Alice in Wonderland. Oh, here we go.
Here.
Okay. So here it is. Okay, so just listen to the voice here. It's that cheesy trailer voice. I just love it. Okay, here we go.
Excuse me, I just want to get some expensive bottles of wine. I want to make a good impression on my children.
That's De Niro, obviously.
This isn't for children.
Every year, Frank's kids come home for the holidays.
Dad, I can't get away this weekend.
But this year, everyone is canceling.
We're not gonna.
Okay, isn't that the cheesy trailer voice? This year,
Yeah.
everyone comes home for the holidays. Like it's so cheesy. And do you see, now that you've seen a little bit of the trailer, do you remember that?
Yeah, I think
that
so.
movie at all?
And then he goes to them, right?
He goes to them.
Yeah.
He goes visits them. So pretty good cast. One of my favorite actors working now, Sam Rockwell, was in the movie.
I liked him.
Loved him. He was great.
It's very bizarre.
If you people at home have not seen The Way, Way Back, which is a movie where he actually plays a normal person, pretty much. I mean, he's still a little.
It's kind of a bum.
It's about
I like that.
about the most normal person he's played.
Yeah.
Right? He's usually pretty
he's
wacky.
great at being weird.
He's always good. So check that out. Everybody's Fine. Did not see that. One of the box office bashers someone sent us was One for Everyone's Awful. So apparently,
Who's that from?
You know, I didn't put that down, and we will credit you. I will credit you in the credits for the show. So if you go to our Facebook page, I will credit you there, and I will credit you in the credits of our YouTube video once this is saved. And maybe if we have time at the end, I will pull it up on Facebook and we'll get those. Okay, here we go. The next one is another animated movie. Animated movie. This one, voices from The Rock, Jessica Biel, Sean William Scott, who is Stifler, Justin Long, who is the Apple guy, and Gary Oldman.
I might have cheated. But
Okay.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, just yell it out if you did. Everyone.
51.
Planet 51.
Okay, yeah,
You
I
cheated.
I'm
Totally
sorry.
cheated. Okay, Planet 51. So this was where they go to another planet, and it turns out it's basically like we are the aliens arriving on another planet. So that's the gist of it. Did not see it.
I'm really hoping that we saw one of these movies.
I don't think we've seen any of the movies this week. No, we definitely have.
Really?
I was just kidding. We definitely have. Okay, the next movie. This is a great one. You definitely, because I'm going to give you James McTeague is the director. He directed V for Vendetta.
Okay.
And it's kind of, this is one of those cartoonish martial arts violence movies, you know, like those ninja movies. And it's called, I'm just going to give you the name, Ninja Assassin. So I know you didn't see it.
Okay.
Right? Would you have guessed that?
See that? No.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play you a little bit of that. You are going to, the trailer for this is so funny. This is one of those, if you set up a trailer like this, I will go see the movie. I'm going to play you the first 10 seconds of the trailer.
Okay.
And as a guy, this is definitely, I would go see this movie just from the trailer. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Hold on here. I got to get pull it up. All right. Here we go. So, whoops. Pulled up the wrong one. All right. Here we go. Ninja Assassin. So, just listen. So just the sound of this. And I'm going to tell you, not even 10 seconds, 4 seconds in, I'm like, I'll go see this movie. All right. Ready? So play along here.
I'm in.
You're in already? That's the preview thing? All right, listen.
Abandoned by your parents.
Okay, I'm in already. just lightning and thunder,
Serious?
lightning and thunder, and then
No, you're not, because you have to see the whole thing.
Lightning and thunder.
No.
Yes, lightning and thunder.
You didn't know you were in until you saw the whole thing, and then you were like, okay,
I'm gonna play it again.
in.
Just here's so funny.
Can't we play longer than the 2 seconds?
Okay, we'll play a little bit, but what I'm saying is a guy, I'm in already just from the thunder and then the deep voice. Watch.
Abandoned by your parents, without a home, without people to care for you. You should have died. But instead, you fought. Your entire life has brought you to this moment.
Okay, so that's you get the gist, and now he's gonna start kicking everyone's ass in revenge for some
And he's
reason.
like 7.
He's a little 7. You can see in the movie, the people on the Google Hangout, we share a little bit of the trailer there. But I think just from the voice, just the abandoned by your children. I'm in already. That's how much I like it.
That's true because you didn't see it.
Well, I didn't see it, but I don't remember seeing the trailer until now. So what I'm saying is now that I've seen the trailer, I'll go see that movie.
Okay.
Just you know what I'm saying? It set a good mood. It's the complete opposite of that one we played from the Robert De Niro where he's like,
I don't think he was getting
you know,
up in that.
But I'm saying just the trailer. Like it isn't like a 7-year-old ninja is going in. It was a rough day, but then he did this, you know, like it's so cheesy. So definitely the opposite on that. And I really like it. Okay. So that was that number 9? Let's go back. Yes, that was number 8. Number 7. This is kind of funny. 2012 is the movie. Do you remember this?
No. Oh my God, this is like the worst year ever right now.
2012 was a disaster movie. Obviously, it stars John Cusack, Amanda Peet. You know,
you
Amanda
don't like
Peet.
her.
I hate Amanda Peet. I actually don't hate her. You know what it is? I was thinking about it, and I wanted to bring this up to you. Amanda Peet. For whatever reason, I root against her. I root against her. So when I see that she's in a movie, I right away think, I don't want that movie to do well. I see her that she's going to be on a TV show, I don't want that TV show to do well. And again, I don't know what it is. I have never heard a story about her like that she did something mean. Have you?
Yeah, I have a friend that went to school with her, said she wasn't very nice.
I think that's what it is she doesn't look nice.
Yeah.
So, but she gets a lot of work.
She does get
for some reason in Hollywood. And so my question to you is there someone like that you don't root for? Like if you just don't root for, because I think in general I'm a pretty nice person, and most people I'm like, even if that's not something I would enjoy, I hope it does well for them. But her I root against.
Well, I don't. As of late, I root against George Clooney.
Why? Just because he had so much good.
I think he's George Clooney in everything. I don't think his acting hasn't expanded. Like if you take Matthew McConaughey.
Yes.
When he was young, everybody made fun of him.
Right.
He could still act, but people were like, this guy's goofy, with his shirt off and his abs and his like Southern shit.
Right.
But he's such a great actor. Like he has developed so well.
He's done something different.
George Clooney has just become more George Clooney. He doesn't, there's nothing that he's
playing George Clooney.
Shocked by, and
It's funny, a couple months ago, and I don't remember what episode off the top of my head of the Comedy Time Machine, we went back and we were reviewing something where there was a Bill Murray movie. I remember I made a big speech and said exactly what you're saying about Clooney.
He'll surprise me.
Yeah, I said what you're saying about Clooney about Bill Murray, and then Bill Murray came out with St. Vincent.
Yep,
and
great.
He was silly and goofy and not playing Bill Murray.
Well,
from what I understand. So let's hope. But that's different. I mean, I've never rooted for Amanda Peet. Is there anyone that there's any?
Yeah, that redhead that was in the first Spider-Man movies. I don't like her.
Kirsten Dunst.
I don't like her.
Yeah, so you root against her.
Yeah.
Well, your rooting's working. She seems to have fallen off since the Spider-Man movies.
I just don't want to watch her. I wasn't rooting against her.
Okay.
I'm a little.
That's what I'm saying. It's one of those weird things.
Than you are.
Yeah, you are. I feel bad because I think in general, like I said, I root for people, but I don't know what it is. So let us know if there's someone that you out there root against, and you can find us, of course, at haha time machine on Twitter, at Steve_Mazan. Let us know if there's someone you root against in Hollywood like us, or if we're just bad people. whatever it ends up being, we will forgive you, and you can just tell us that we're bad people. Okay, let's move on from that. So let's see. That was number 7. 2012. I had another comment about this. 2012. So this is a disaster movie. This is about the Mayan apocalypse.
Okay.
You remember, because the world was going to end.
Yes.
The Mayans
I don't
predicting
remember the movie, but I don't think John Cusack is a good disaster movie actor.
A weird choice. I agree. He plays the everyman. Here's I'm going to make a bold statement. I was a huge John Cusack fan. Loved early stuff. Say Anything's great. I love him way back to what's the Sure Thing. I don't know if you remember that. He's got a small role in Breakfast Club, 16 Candles, which is one of your favorite movies of all time. I don't think John Cusack has lived up to his to my hopes for him as an adult actor. He was great when he played like a teenager and or early 20-something. Maybe the last thing I thought he was actually good in was High Fidelity with Jack Black and stuff like that. And even that, I think Jack Black steals that movie. John Cusack is okay. But I don't think he hasn't lived up to what I hoped he would have done.
Yeah. I was reading these books. I have to remember by Rochelle Mead. And they were like these demon witch books. Okay. And the head demon, you know, I guess you can look like anything. Yeah. Chose to look like John Cusack.
Really?
And he swears that they had nothing to do with each other, but of course he owned all the John Cusack movies. It's just like a weird like thing person to add choose into a book. Yeah. You know what I mean? About like demons and witches and killing and that he would be. Yeah. So he looked like John Cusack. It's
nice. Funny. Although I didn't see, you know what I didn't see is, and I like scary movies. I guess when scary is more suspenseful, is he played Edgar Allan Poe. I think it was a movie called Poe or Edgar that came out a couple of years ago. And then we started watching that bad TV show. Remember?
Yeah, it just right Edgar now Allan this podcast Poe is looking like I never go to the movies.
The Mayan Apocalypse, anyways. This was about that. You know, my view on the Mayan Apocalypse is this was the Mayans had predicted that the world was going to end, I think December 22nd or 23rd in 2012. And I had seen a special right before it happened. And it turns out they didn't predict that. It's just their calendar. The Mayan calendar ended. And then us 2,000 years later, we're like, oh, they predicted it. Right. But really just their calendar. And what if the guy who made the calendar was just like, I'm done. I've made 2012 of these.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm done. And then we were like, oh my God, just because the calendar ends doesn't mean that's the end of the world. I had a calendar that ended in January of last year.
And yeah, exactly. This year sucked. Yeah. It was last year was the end of the world.
Bad year. Okay. So let's move on here. Let's see. Armored. Didn't see this movie either. This had Matt Dillon, Lawrence Fishburne, and Jean Reno. Is that, he's the guy from The Professional?
Yes.
Jean Reno, am I saying it right? Or is it Jean Reno?
Jean Reno. How does he spell it?
Jean and then Reno, but he's French.
I think it's Jean.
Jean Reno.
Jean
Reno. So I'm going to say Jean Reno, but Jean Reno. Well, listen, this movie came and went pretty quick. Did not see it.
Yes.
Here's another movie. Number 5 this week. Didn't see this movie. Didn't see a lot. Yeah, that's all right. We're pretty good up at the top of the movies. Number 5, Old Dogs. This had Old Dogs. Do you remember?
Did that have
at first I was thinking
favorite person in that?
Wild Hogs, but no. Who's your favorite person?
Robert Duvall. Was he in that?
No, I don't think so. You're thinking of maybe that movie you did with Michael Caine?
I don't know.
And the kid from Sixth Sense?
No.
Okay. But this had Robin Williams and John Travolta. It's got 5% on Rotten Tomatoes, so I don't feel bad that we didn't see this.
What was it about?
It was about, this is one of those weird kind of ones. Remember there's all those weird movies where they're like someone finds themselves in this weird situations where all of a sudden they're zapped into a kid's body or something like that. In this one, Robin Williams and John Travolta are like, I guess, high-powered adults and stuff, and they're very into their business or themselves. And then a judge, for some reason, assigns them that they have to watch over these 2 kids for a month or something like that. It would be something never happens in real life.
Right.
And then they learn some lessons about
stupid
life is really about. Yeah. Okay. So 5% on that. Okay. Number 4, it being Christmas time, December. It stars Jim Carrey. It's an animated movie as well.
Is it The Grinch That Stole Something?
Good guess, but no, it is not. That came out a lot earlier. Gary Oldman.
Nightmare Before Christmas.
No, that came out even earlier than that. I'll give you a hint. It's an old book that they made into a movie again. It's been probably one of the most remade Christmas movies of all time. What's the most famous Christmas?
The one that
tale?
We go see every.
No.
Rudolph
even more famous than that.
I think you might need to tell me.
Charles Dickens wrote it.
I don't know.
A Christmas Carol. I like that you just gave up. I don't know. So this was Robert Zemeckis, who did Forrest Gump, one of my favorites, and actually went to school. I got to meet Robert Zemeckis once back in Northern Illinois. And he did, I don't know if you remember Beowulf. He did this thing. It's a live action where he gets these people to wear the green suits and stuff. And so they act out the movie, but then he puts animation over it. Does that make sense? So like instead of like Pixar or whatever, where it's completely animated, he has the people act it out and then he does animation over it.
That's interesting.
So Beowulf was weird because you know what they don't get for some reason, and it really doesn't show life. Like I was reading it because I remember going to see Beowulf because this was, again, I like Robert Zemeckis, and this was this new stuff, and people were saying like the animation could get so good you're not even going to need actors at some point, right? And so went and saw it, and I was like, it just doesn't. There's something missing. It's the eyes. I think they're not able to nail the eyes, and that's why in animation most of the time they make the eyes really big, right? Like they over. You know, if you have a doll or anything, they make the eyes really big because that's somehow where we get the feeling, the windows to the soul, right? So they don't nail it. And so I liked one of the reviews on this. So Jim Carrey was Ebenezer Scrooge. And so Tom Long from the Detroit News, his review of the movie was, quote, "Want the creeps for Christmas? Then check out the latest version of A Christmas Carol." So I thought that was their thing. And there was someone brought up a good point. I was reading some of the reviews. They said the characters don't blink. And that's one of the things that you know, like they'll close their eyes for dramatic effect, but they just don't, in general, they don't blink in these movies. And so
that is kind of weird.
But people seem to like it on like IMDb and stuff like that. But yeah, it didn't, and it made a bunch of money, obviously, still.
I'm not going to blink for the rest of the podcast.
Keep them open. Keep them wide open. You're like a dead woman. All right, number 3, Brothers. We saw this movie. Do you remember this? What's that?
Did we?
Yes, we definitely saw it.
What's
it has Tobey Maguire, Jake Gyllenhaal, and Natalie Portman. And what happens is Tobey Maguire is the good son. Tobey Maguire and Jake Gyllenhaal are brothers. He is in the Army or Marines, and he goes over to Iraq and Afghanistan. While he's there, his screw-up brother kind of straightens his life out and starts hanging out with the wife.
Okay.
Do you remember this?
No.
And then, and then he comes back. So great. We finally found a movie you saw, but you don't remember.
And you're positive I found this?
I think I saw it with you. So I'm going to play you a little clip of it. Maybe you'll remember it. I can't remember, are or are not a Tobey Maguire fan?
I'm neither.
Neither. He just doesn't do anything for you. Well, this was a clip. I remember seeing this and thinking, wow, he does have some acting chops. So I'm going to do a little screen share for the people who are doing the hangout with us, and you can enjoy seeing this, and you at home can get a you can see an actual version of this. So here we go. This is Brothers from 2009, and like I said, this is a scene where Tobey Maguire comes home and him and his wife are just he's having basically what the movie's about is post-traumatic stress disorder. Okay. But I thought he really shows his acting chops here. Okay. So here we go. This is Tobey Maguire, and he's talking to Natalie Portman.
You know what I did to get back to you?
No.
You know what I did? The fucking distract for you! You fucking bitch! You know I fucking suffered! He fucking suffered because of you! And what have you done to my fucking house? And my fucking kids, Grace? You're fucking my brother! You're fucking my brother in my fucking house!
So do you remember that now? Now it's
sort of. I can't tell you how it ended. How did it end?
You know, it's one of those, unfortunately, because I thought he was great in it. Yeah. Again, you see in that movie, he actually has some acting chops. But it ends kind of like an after-school special a little bit. It feels very like after-school special about post-traumatic. It was really interesting, this love triangle between him, his brother, and Natalie Portman. And then in the end, it just becomes this thing like, oh, he needs to get some help. And they take him to a place, and it's about not
real.
No. I'm sure it's almost more real. Like, it's like, okay, this guy just needs help. But it takes away all the drama of it. Like, it turns out.
If it was real, he would be homeless in downtown LA.
Well, that's probably true. That's where all the vets are. So, but you know what I mean? It just took away a bunch of the drama that it was like, oh, this guy just needs help. That's what it is. He has this trauma. And So yeah, so that was it. But Brothers, check it out, at least for that scene if you haven't seen it. And I think one of our box office bashers was Brother, This Is Bad. So, okay, number 2 movie. All right. Did you see it already?
I didn't.
Okay, don't look. And
No.
I'm going to tell you.
I tell you when I cheat.
It is the, I think, 3rd in a series of 4 movies. Or no, 2nd in a series of 4 movies. It's the lowest rated of the series on IMDb.
Is it Twilight thing?
Yes, you already got it. Did you know? Would you agree? This is Twilight New Moon. Do you know them just by the?
That's the second one, right?
I believe so. Right?
Yeah.
Oh no, did they end up making 5? Didn't they make the last one split it into 2 parts?
Yes, but it's Twilight, New Moon, Eclipse, and then
they split the.
I can't remember the last
Breaking Dawn 1 and 2.
Yes. It's
okay, so this is. Would you agree that this is
this book and the movie were obviously the low points? Because
really?
In the book is when Edward the vampire leaves because he thinks he's a bad influence and he goes off. He's in Italy or whatever, and Bella keeps like doing these near-death things, so she has these visions, but she kind of falls in love with the werewolf guy, and
Yeah,
Jake.
and you were team vampire, right?
Edward, totally.
Team Edward, right? Yeah.
The only people that were team what's his face are like young girls because he's clearly gay. So young girls
In real life. Yeah.
I think so. He hasn't come out, which is fine. But I was a young girl at one point. I remember liking that. He's just so
it's weird that he was the werewolf because vampire. Would you say that? I would say vampires are more gay than werewolves.
I would
in general,
too, and I don't think he's actually out yet. So it's I should probably be careful.
We're just talking conjecture,
But
he's a little more effeminate.
He's a little more effeminate. I don't think his casting was great, and he seems like he's kind of a bitch, like whiny,
Mm-hmm.
So, and that could be straight, gay, doesn't matter. I'm trying to be a little correct here, but
you just say your
seemed
opinion.
Like he was kind of like whiny, as a person, not necessarily, and he is whiny in the book.
But you agree, maybe he should have been a vampire then, right? Like vampires are more.
I'm glad he wasn't because I wasn't attracted.
Yeah,
to him.
you wouldn't have enjoyed that.
Edward was cute.
Yeah.
So.
But in general,
he should have been more rough.
Right? Okay.
Yeah.
Number 1. Okay. Here, the number 1 movie back this week, first
something.
week in 2009. All right, ready?
Yes.
Okay. I will tell you this: it's a woman actress. She won an Oscar for this, and at the time, it was the biggest movie ever for a woman with her title above her name above the title, just her name. So, like, let's say you have Meryl Streep, and that's a good example. It wasn't Reese Witherspoon, but let's say, stop guessing for a second. Let's say, what was the Johnny Cash one?
Yeah. Walk the Line.
Walk the Line. Let's say it was, Joaquin Phoenix and Reese Witherspoon or Reese Witherspoon. That doesn't count because it's 2 names above there. This one woman was powerful enough, had just her name above the title. Okay. Mm-hmm. And she went on to win an Oscar for it. And this was the biggest movie with just one woman's name above the title. And I think she broke her own record last year. Interestingly enough.
Is it that what's her face girl? That's
the
popular
what's her face
now?
girl?
What's her name? The one that tripped while she was going to get
Jennifer
her
Lawrence?
Yes.
No.
Okay.
Good guess though. Good guess.
Okay. Give me another hint.
Oh, that's a good question. She might have broke it. Is her name above the Hunger Games by itself?
Probably not. Maybe. I don't know.
It might. She might have other names up there, like Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Yeah.
Those kind of things. Okay. Well, I'll give you a hint. I'll tell you the movie that I think broke this girl's.
Okay.
Gravity last year.
Sandra Bullock.
Sandra Bullock, of course. So she won the Oscar.
Then?
It is called The Blind Side.
Oh, I liked that movie.
Did you like it?
You never saw it, did you?
I did. I did finally see it.
Did you really?
Yes. Yes.
No,
I saw it in parts on cable. What did you buzz me? The buzz bus?
I really liked it. Did you like it? Or did you think
it was okay? I thought it was a little cheesy. Like it would have that trailer guy that we were playing earlier. Like, yeah.
No, it wouldn't.
She's an upper class
No,
guy.
it wouldn't.
He's on the wrong side of the tracks. Together, they're gonna go to the NFL. So the real guy who it's about, I guess he wrote a book and that's what it's about. But the real guy thought the movie made him look dumb. Like he doesn't think he thought they really played up how like made him look more stupid. And in fact, I'm going to play a scene he specifically points to. Okay, for you. So let me do a little screen share. The people watching on Hangout can view this. You at home, you'll be able to hear it. So here we go. So pay attention. This is specifically a part of the movie that he thinks made him look dumb. So this is the scene. It's kind of the famous, I think it was even the trailer where she walks out on the football field during practice. And here we go. So listen along.
This team is your family, Michael. You have to protect them from those guys. Okay? Listen. Okay. Tony here's your quarterback, all right? You protect his blind side. When you look at him, you think of me, how you have my back, how you have his. Okay? All right, Tony, go back. All right. Uncle Lumpy here is your tailback. When you look at him, you think of SJ and how you've never let anyone or anything hurt you.
Okay, so that's what you obviously hear the audio if you're listening to the podcast. You can see the trailer if you watch our Hangout on Google. But that's the scene.
She really did that.
He specifically, she might have even done that. His complaint, I guess, about it was that it really makes him look stupid, like he didn't know how to play football. He's like, listen, she helped me a lot and took me in and this and gave me direction and maybe gave him pointers like, hey, here's how you deal with your coaches, or here's this, or when someone's giving you criticism, make eye contact and stuff like that. But he's like, if you watch the movie, it looks like I have no idea what the game of football is. He's like, I grew up watching football. I played football with my friends in the park. I understand how to block people. I understand that the blocking guy protects the quarterback,
but
and
if
it makes
she
me
really
look stupid.
did that, she did make him look stupid when she did it in the first place. You know what I'm saying?
What do you mean?
Like if the real person came out.
What I think what he's saying is,
things.
I think what he's saying is that did not happen.
Okay, gotcha.
In that way, that like maybe she came on the field and said, hey, listen to your coaches or do this or whatever. But she didn't get out there and tell him how to block.
Well, it's better.
Well, of course, that's that's always the thing. Who cares about reality?
Right.
You're making a movie.
Damn
That's
straight.
what's important. Hey, before we get onto the music, I have a couple questions for you. So that was our number one movie this week in 2009.
Okay.
If you were to go back in time, that's what you'd see at the box office.
Not go back this year because
it's not a great year,
No.
not a great week for movies. You know what? This is typically a slow point. Two things happen this time because of the holiday. So a lot of people, they either release things on Thanksgiving, so they've been out for a couple of weeks by now, or they release them on Christmas. And this is the, very appropriately enough, the Oscar buzz season, where all of a sudden, if you have someone doing something different, this is the time you reach it. So it's not going to be big box office, although Blindside was, but it's going to get some Oscar bait, which it obviously did for Sandra Bullock. So all of a sudden, because in a couple months, it's your last chance to get someone seen.
Yeah, I mean, like right now, we have some movies we got to go see.
There's some good movies out in 2014. So
but you guys aren't in 2014 right now.
Yeah, no. But so let us know what you think of the list, what you think the best movie on this list. I would say out of that, we didn't see a lot, but Fantastic Mr. Fox is probably the best movie I've seen on that list.
I think that The Blind Side.
The Blind Side?
I really liked it, yeah.
Okay, one quick question. Best Sandra Bullock movie. What do you think is the best? Speed, easily?
Well, just it's fun.
Mm-hmm.
If you watch it now, it doesn't really hold up. But
I thought it was on the other night and I watched it. I still enjoyed it.
Really?
It's one of those...
When Keanu was like, Ma'am. No,
listen, he's not the strong word of the movie, definitely. But I think
that's when she
the
was
setup of the movie.
Best and
she was you really didn't know. She looked great. She was funny. The people on the bus were great. Yeah, I forget Jeff Daniels was in the movie. He was good as his partner. Dennis Hopper, great bad guy.
Yeah.
All these people kind of covered for Keanu
I thought
Reeves.
she was great in that.
Yeah. So, but there's some other great movies. She's been in some good ones. Demolition Man, she was pretty good in. Gravity. I didn't love the movie, but she was great in it.
Oh,
Love Potion #9. Did you ever see that?
No.
First movie I saw her in. That was a boat movie. We showed it on the submarine a lot. It was before she was famous. Really funny and a great director. He's gone on to do some other things. Never huge, but it's great. It's one of those great ones like where she's a nerd professor and then her and this other professor who are a nerd take these things, and it makes them attracted to other people.
Oh,
and
okay.
They end up falling in love. What was while you were sleeping? Right, great. The proposal.
The proposal I liked a lot. With
Yeah.
Ryan Reynolds. They have good chemistry.
You like that?
Mm-hmm. I watched that a whole bunch of times.
Nice. She's a cougar in that, right? She's much older than him.
Sort of. I mean, she's not.
I heard
much
they
older.
dated in real life. They got to be at least 10 years older.
Yeah, yeah, I'd say 10 years, and
Right?
good for both of them.
Of
'Cause
course.
she's hot. He's hot. Fantastic.
That's what people say about us.
I know.
All right, so let's move on. That was the movies this week. Let us know what you think the best Sandra Bullock movie in, or if we forgot any. My Twitter again at Steve_Mazan, or you can get us here at the pod Twitter, which is at Haha Time Machine. Denise, why don't you tell us?
Well, I have to say, I don't feel like music has changed
What the
much
music,
in the
no?
last 5 years. So,
Well, that's good, right?
The number 10 is by Drake. It's Forever.
Forever.
If you want to find that.
Okay, hold on. Let's go here.
There's just like a little.
So Drake is
tidbits
still
about
big
him.
today. So
Yeah, and he, I guess, was gonna do this performance with Hanson. Do you remember Hanson? That group?
yeah, he was gonna do.
He was gonna do like a kind of a benefit performance, and it got too big, and so a riot broke out, and they had to cancel it. This was a long time ago, and then apparently he had once dated Rihanna, and he got in a fight with Chris Brown over Rihanna.
Oh, is this, you think, how the thing came up?
Maybe.
All right, should we play a little here?
Yeah.
This is, what's this called? Forever?
Forever.
It may not mean nothing to y'all, but understand nothing was done for me, so I don't plan on stopping it all. I want this shit forever, man.
All right, so that's a little Drake.
Yep. It's got Lil Wayne, Kanye West, and Eminem.
It's got ever. This is, we've talked about this obviously in the Time Machine. This all starts happening in the early 2000s where everyone works with everyone.
Yeah.
No one does a single thing anymore.
Yes.
I wonder if that's another reason they're not making a lot of money, because they have to share it all with all these people.
Probably.
So, okay.
There's no like faith that they can hold a song on their own.
That they can do it.
Yes. Okay, so the number 9 is Miss Britney Spears. The name of the song is 3, which apparently talks about a threesome while referencing the American folk singing trio Peter, Paul, and Mary.
Oh, Peter, Paul, and Mary had a threesome. Nice. I loved Peter, Paul, and Mary when I was a kid.
Well,
I
don't know if they did, but she
says it.
She
insinuates that Peter, Paul, and Mary.
It,
Yes. Okay, this is Britney Spears, and it's called 3. I don't remember this song. Let's see here.
1, 2, 3, not only you and me, got 180 degrees, and I'm caught in between. Counting 1, 2, 3, Peter, Paul, and Mary, getting down with 3.
Yeah, Peter, Paul, and Mary.
She's still hot.
Oh, she looks good. That's what this is.
Yeah.
What, 2009?
Yeah. Do you know? This is really funny. She's written 2 books.
What? No, she hasn't. No, she hasn't. I am unequivocally saying right now that Britney Spears has not written 2 books.
Yeah, she has
Listen.
books.
Let's clear things up. There may be 2 books out there with Britney Spears' name on it, but
Well,
Britney
let me
Spears
just
has
say-
not
Let
written.
me just read you this. So
2
Alex Marcus, who works at your neighborhood studio,
Yes.
our dance studio, she does the research on the
She does
music.
her research. She's our intern, but we still need an intern.
Yes, we do.
We need an intern. So if you want to be our
So,
intern, at Time
Alex
Machine.
she's written 2 books. I would totally read those.
That's why we need a new intern, Alex.
I love her.
If
It just
she
makes
would
me
read
love
it,
her.
if she
That's
would read
awesome.
it, that makes me feel sad for her. That's funny. There's no way Britney Spears wrote those books.
I don't think so.
No, right. I don't know that Britney Spears even writes her songs, so she can't write a
Do we know
3-minute.
that she knows
If
how to write?
if she can't write a 3-minute song, I doubt she
Wait,
wrote
how
it.
old was she when she first came out? Because the one
She's
with
like
the
16
other
or
notes
something.
says she used to be an aerobics instructor because her parents used to have a gym and she was an aerobics instructor.
That seems
That doesn't seem like that could be true.
I would
Unless she
doubt
was
that
like
as well.
15 when she
Well,
was like,
she got famous. She was on the Mickey Mouse Club and already kind of like a child
she
star,
could
and then
have. She could have. People
hit it big with when she was underage,
possible.
16 or something. I guess
It's
it is
possible.
possible. So okay, what's our next one? Britney Spears.
Number 8.
There was a lot of auto tune on that as well.
Just a tiny bit.
Okay.
Number 8 is. So you have some sort of stories about her. Kelly Clarkson, already gone.
I have some stories about her.
Well, you have somebody who loves her, and then also you always say, and you're right, that her music Every song sounds exactly the same.
Does this one sound like exactly the same? Here we go. This is a little Kelly Clarkson called "Already Gone."
Now all our memories, they're haunted. We were always meant to say goodbye. Even with our fists held high, never would have worked out.
Yeah, this one sounds a little different.
It does.
A lot of face shots in the video.
Yeah.
She's got a great face. Obviously, has struggled with the weight.
weight.
My friend Lee, huge fan.
Yeah.
Still
She
wants.
was one of the sexiest chicks alive in 2005, I think so.
Yeah. Is
She's
that
got a great voice. It's just her.
incredible voice?
Whoever writes for her in her like faster, like "Think You've Been Gone" kind of phases.
Yeah.
Those are the songs that I feel like always.
Yes,
sound
they're
the
her
same.
upbeat stuff, and in fact, that one is as much as I say it all sounds alike. That one,
one's a little bit
if you had played that,
different.
I didn't know that I would have thrown that to Kelly Clarkson. Okay, so that was number what this week?
That was number 8.
Okay,
And
let's.
then
What
number
was
7 is "Sexy Chick" by David Guetta
Sexy
and
Chick?
Akon.
All right, here we go. This is from. So who is it?
David Guetta and Akon.
David Guetta.
There's nothing really exciting.
David
We already
Guetta. Was
talked
this?
about
Is
them.
this guy? Was David Guetta a American Idol person?
I think so.
So 2 are back to back here.
Yes, I can see you. 'Cause every girl here wanna be you. Oh, she's a diva.
Is he in this video? Is that
That
The same and I
that must be
wanna meet
Akon?
her.
Is that him? 'Cause
Yeah.
he's not very-
They say she low down.
This is one of those.
That is him.
For what I don't remember
not
the
think
song.
he's
Do you remember
cute.
the song?
Yeah.
This is one of those that I think obviously it's basically Akon, and then David Guetta throws in a couple
Yeah.
lines here and
Yeah.
there, right?
Exactly.
So yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, it's mostly Akon.
It's mostly Akon, but again, good move on that guy to
Totally,
get someone much more
yeah.
talented than himself
Yeah.
in there. David Guetta. All right, what
It's number 6 with Taylor Swift.
number 6? Taylor Swift, who's taking over.
Still, yeah.
This is when I did not care for Taylor
I
Swift.
know. It's "You Belong to Me."
My niece was a huge fan, but I
Yeah.
at this point had not been won over by what's her big one now? That I love?
Well, there's a new one, but yeah, it's "Shake It." But it's
Shake It Off,
There's a
yes.
new one. I don't know the name
But
of it.
this is
Yeah.
I do remember this song.
So
She's going off about
So she's supposed to be, like, nerdy in this?
She doesn't get your humor like I do. I'm in the room. It's a typical Tuesday.
Yeah, this is the video. Obviously, girl next door, specifically looking nerdy, and the hot guy next door. And I think the chorus is coming up here. Ready?
She wears short skirts, I wear t-shirts. She's cheer captain and I'm on the bleachers screaming at the day.
Denise is singing along, so that's a sign that must be a good song, right?
no, it's not necessarily a sign that it's a good song. My tastes are questionable sometimes, I have to admit.
Well, it's hard to argue how talented she was. I heard a story that her dad was a music executive in Nashville, and like she was basically like in some ways a Tiger Woods or a Michael Jackson, that from
A young
the
age.
womb she's been trained for this
Wow.
whole thing. But look, she definitely more impressive than a Justin Bieber, right? Like
Yeah.
who doesn't seem to be able to handle the fame that he has.
Yeah,
She
not at
seems to
all.
be doing a
She
good
seems
job
to
with
do
it.
that okay, yeah.
She seems to, she's got a couple beefs with ex-boyfriends and
Because she's got a lot of them.
Katy Perry or, those people.
Yeah.
But at least, she hasn't been arrested or anything yet. Okay.
Number 5.
Number
is
5
Jay
this
Sean
week in
featuring
2009.
Lil Wayne. It's "Down."
So who's it, Lil Jon?
Jay Sean
No, I wasn't even close.
featuring Lil Wayne.
Featuring Lil Wayne. Okay, here we
It's
go.
Lil Wayne.
Lil Wayne. I say, I'm trying to correct him. It's little, sir. Jay Sean. I don't know Jay Sean. I know Lil Wayne, obviously. Oh, yeah, I remember this.
Good dance song.
Denise owns a studio, Your Neighborhood Studio in Culver City. I assume, was this a big one? People, a lot of dancing in classes to this?
Yeah. So usually you hate them by like the end of the first month.
Because you hear the song and you just go to class, and if they're teaching you to this class, sometimes you hear that song 7 times just in that class, right? Because you're going over
in that class, or everybody's doing the same
song. So those
yeah.
two together, right?
Yeah. So, okay, so that was number 5.
Nice job, Lil Wayne.
So number 4 is Jason Derulo. What you say?
Jason.
And I guess there's a quote with Jason Derulo saying that he loves Olive Garden, especially the Alfredo sauce, but he went to Italy and they didn't even know what Alfredo sauce is. That makes him sound really dumb.
That makes me like him more. Dating who?
Jordan Sparks. Or that was at one point was.
So long, only trying to please myself.
Oh, you know who did? My nephew Calvin loves this guy.
Really?
That's a lot of auto-tune going on here too, though.
Yeah, I think.
I like the Olive Garden analogy.
Like Olive Garden.
I do like Olive Garden, but I think that here's my. Have I given you my theory on Italian food?
You have a lot of theories.
Of course. Well, that's what we're here to espouse on our podcast.
Theorize.
Thank God. Yeah,
exactly.
I think Italian food is fantastic. Of course, we love it. But and there's an old European way. Like again, you think about how people lived. Even if you go to Europe now, I mean, it still seems so much older and old school and that kind of thing. You know, the history there, thousands of years, and they just don't live in the same way that we lived. You know what I mean?
Right.
There's still bike a lot. They still smaller cars, all these kind of things, not as extravagant or luxurious as even our middle class overall. So I think what happened is these Italian immigrants moved to New York and places like that where there's big Italian populations. And all of a sudden they had a lot more than they had before. So let's say they used to make spaghetti and tomato sauce, right? And it was good and it was salt and pepper, right? All of a sudden now they're making some more money, you know what I mean? And they in America, right? The land of opportunity, and they're now they could put the cheese on it, and they could put the garlic, and a lot more than they used to. Because if you go to Italy, I can't tell you, when I first went to Italy in the Navy, I was a little disappointed in the food. The pizza is not like the pizza we're used to here. The spaghetti and the pasta and stuff, it's much more lean and sparse. You know what I mean? Like they're very much like they'll give you a piece of bread and there's some oil and vinegar that you dip it. You know what I mean? That's Italy. It is noodles and a little bit of sauce on top. The American version of that is we load it up and we want cheese and garlic and 2 sauces and you know what I mean? And the first that actually, I see what he's saying. I think that I like Italian American food much more than I like Italian food. Is that,
Yes.
See what I'm saying?
Yes. I don't have the reference yet.
Oh, yes. We'll tell you. We'll get you to Italy at some
yes.
point and see. So we'll let us know what you think, of course, at Haha Time Machine on Twitter and at Steve_Mazan. Okay. What number are we up to now? Number 3. This
Lady
week
Gaga
in
with
2009.
Paparazzi.
Oh, this is a big one. This is a huge.
Did you know she used to do coke in order to get inspired? But now she's totally drug free, she says.
Nice. Well,
she kind of looks like she's done some.
Everyone
drugs.
should know this one, right?
Yeah.
We are the crowd, we're coming out. Got my flash on the street. With that picture of you, it's so magical. We'd be so fantastical.
This is, I remember, I can't remember his name, but this song was big, and then this was right. Oh, now that I think about this, I didn't think going back in the time machine, we should always talk about where we were in 2009. I was writing for Ellen at this point, or just about to. A month later, I was writing for Ellen. But there was a young kid who did a version of this song on piano. Do you remember? And then Ellen
was like standing behind him.
Well, Ellen went and found the kid because it became a big viral hit.
Yeah.
Found the kid. And again, I saw a lot of the behind the scenes stuff that was kind of crazy. But she found this kid that was a viral hit, had him come and perform on the show. And I guess other people wanted to perform, but she got him. And then not only got him, she started a record company so that she could represent him.
Right.
And had him sing on the show. But it was so weird because, and I'm sure you can look this up, and I can't remember the kid's name. He was 14 at the time. And it just seemed weird to me because I was like, this is obviously in the Justin Bieber wake, and you're like, oh, this kid's going to be a millionaire and
which
stuff
we've
like that.
never heard of him since.
No, right. And it's you realize you can't replicate something like Justin Bieber.
Right.
Again, it was amazing that this kid's video went viral of him singing into his high school anyways. Yeah. So anyways, he sang and he's amazing. But he's 14. His voice is going to change in 2 years. You know what I mean? So who knows what he's going to be. But anyways, it was really weird. He played the piano and sang Paparazzi on the Ellen show. But she stood behind him the whole time.
Yeah.
And it was kind of weird, like as he's performing, like she really tied herself to him. And it was like, oh, that's kind of weird. You wouldn't do this to someone else. You wouldn't, right? They're like, just let them perform. Like, why do you? So, okay, Lady Gaga, Paparazzi. Yep, we all remember that song. All right, what else we got there? Number 2.
Nothing is changing. Beyonce.
Beyonce. I thought that was the name of the song.
Sweet Dreams is the name of the song. So crazy, and it makes me kind of like her dad. I wish my parents would have done this. He used to make her run a mile while she was singing, so she'd be able to perform on stage without getting tired.
Wow, impressive! Yeah. Okay, those watching the Hangout can see this video.
There's no, like, her boobs have to be taped in there because she doesn't have a bra on.
Right. And she's dancing around with 2 other girls. And this is probably the same album or the same in the wake of the Put a Ring on It. What's the...
Yeah.
All the single ladies, which that video, too, is her dancing around with 2. So here's my theory. I actually think these solo efforts are a little bit of a slap in the face to Destiny's Child.
Yeah.
Not just because she went solo. It's one thing to go solo, but then for 2 of your hits, All the Single Ladies, which was her first gigantic hit by herself, right? And basically the first video we see of her after she puts up, she's dancing with 2 other girls. Like why not have 5 girls? Why not have 6 girls? Why have exactly 2 other girls? You just got out of a band where you're like, you know what? I want to go out and do my own thing. You're basically saying, I just don't want to do it with you 2.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, and here's another video, Beyonce Sweet Dreams, and she's got 2 backup dancers. I really think it's a little bit of, again, listen, I'm not in the band and I'm thinking this. You can't tell me that her and Jay-Z and her managers aren't thinking the same thing. That be like,
those
hey,
backup dancers, they just have to pay them like a daily fee.
Of course. But that's what I'm saying. Like, but what I'm saying is it's almost purposeful. Why not have 4 backup dancers? And then no one even brings up this question that I'm bringing up of if you wanted to get away, if you just wanted to do your own solo thing and you didn't hate those 2 girls, why didn't you just do that? Why do you purposely have to have 2 girls behind you? It's almost a slap in the face to those 2. So you can check out the video on the Hangouts.air, but that's Sweet Dreams Beyonce. Okay, do you have other Beyonce trivia?
No, I mean, there's always stuff about her, but the funny thing is that her husband and Alicia Keys are the #1 Empire State of Mind.
Oh, nice.
Which I love Empire State of Mind with just Alicia Keys.
Like just Alicia. This is the Jay-Z version though.
Yeah.
Well, this was big. This was I had just performed on Letterman 2 months earlier, and this song came out, and we both fell in love with it. There's a big tie to New York, obviously.
You were sitting in the waiting room listening to it, remember?
In the waiting room?
Right before going on stage, you listened
to this song. Wow.
So it used to inspire you.
Yeah, I loved it. So here we go. This is the #1 song from back in 2009, first week of December 2009. Here we go. This is Jay-Z with Alicia Keys. I think we both like the Alicia Keys by herself version a little better, but that's okay. Empire State of Mind. #1 song. #1 song back in 2009.
Yeah, I'm out at Brooklyn. Now I'm down in Tribeca, right next to the Narrow. But I'll be hood forever. I'm the new Sinatra. And since I made it here, I can make it anywhere. Yeah, they love me everywhere. I used to cop in Harlem. All of my Dominicanos right there on Broadway.
I'm going to go to the chorus. Yeah, great song. And I mean, listen, do yourself a favor. if you go to New York, download the song before you go to New York and play it in the headphones as you're landing in New York, and then as you're walking through Times Square. It's fantastic. It's such a this song or the Alicia Keys, either one together.
Yeah.
Fantastic song. Well, good. Well, we knew much more of the music than we did the movies this week.
Right?
But well, that's this week in 2009, first week of December.
Hopefully next time we watch some of the movies.
But that's okay. Listen, that's what we're going back in time to see.
Right.
To see if it was a good week or a bad week.
That ninja movie too.
Yes, and I do want to see Ninja Assassin. Let us say once again. So if you are a friend of the show, please find us on our Twitter at Steve_Mazan or at Haha Time Machine. And we have a podcast. It's up on iTunes and Stitcher, so you can just listen to us now. You don't have to find us on our Google Hangout. Just listen to us. We're happy to be up there. Please tell your friends. Please leave us a review. That's a big thing on iTunes. If you get a review, that brings you up in the search engines more. So please do that. Our sponsor this week was Half Drink Gatorade. Just sometimes you don't need a whole Gatorade, so just have a half a Gatorade. Maybe you just need to be a little bit hydrated and not as much as this. Maybe you want to be hydrated and back in, but you don't want to pee all night. So you just Half Drunk Gatorade is our sponsor this week. Thanks so much. And we need to roll our dice to see how many weeks we are going back next trip. So here we go. Let me pull up our Dungeons and Dragons 20-30 sided dice app. And here we go. We're actually going to do a Christmas episode next year, but our next thing. So Denise, do you want to hit the 30 there? Or no, I'm sorry, no, the 1D30, the other one there. 15 years. We're going to go back 15 years, so that would make it 15 makes it 1999. That's the year I started comedy. It was before Denise and I met. So 1999 is going to be our next trip back in the comedy time.
But we're
machine.
still going to do an entire Christmas special. Like
we may do a Christmas special in between and then our next trip after that, or do you want to combine?
I want to do a best Christmas of all time.
Best Christmas of all time episode.
Breast.
That I'm interested.
It's going to be a different
I'm
episode.
Interested already. Like this is like that trailer where I was in the first couple of seconds. You say breast,
and
I say
yes.
I am in and ready to go. Okay, so we'll figure it out. Pay attention again. Find us on iTunes. Thanks for tuning in. Steve Mazan and co-pilot Denise Mazan saying thanks for joining us on the Comedy Time Machine, and we will see you in the future.